Hi everyone, in this video we're going to work on expanding out log expressions. So basically we want to be able to work both directions. We want to combine multiple logs into a single log, and we want to be able to take a single log and expand it out into the sum or difference of logs. So here I see the log of a product. In fact, I see a couple of multiplications in here. So I should be able to use my sum and difference properties, in this case just sum, to say that this is the same as a log base 3 of 3 plus a log base 3 of x to the 5th plus a log base 3 of y to the 9th. And then I can improve on this a little bit. Log base 3 of 3, that's when I should just be able to evaluate. 3 to what power is 3 is the question that log is asking, and the answer is 1. With the last two logs, I can deal with the powers. This is part of my directions here, expand it out and move all the powers down to the front. So I'm going to rewrite this as a 5 log base 3 of x plus a 9 log base 3 of y. Okay, so this is correct work. You want to be really careful about trying to do things like move the exponents before you've split the logs up. The reason that's not good is the property that allows you to do that says if everything inside the log is raised to a power, the power can move out in front. So here, if we drop the 5 down in front, that would imply that the 5 should be applied to the 3 and to the y to the 9th, and that's not the case. So you don't want to move a power down in front until that power applies to everything that's inside of the log. Here, where x is the only thing inside of the log and it is raised to the 5th, that's when it's appropriate to move that to the front. Okay, second one, this one has some division in the mix. So we'll want to split this up, and you want to be really careful. You can do this in a couple of steps. So I'll show that, but I also want to point out how you would go straight to splitting it into 3 logs. So if we focus on the division as the big operation inside the log, our difference property says we can split this into the log of a to the 4th minus the log of 8 times the cube root of b squared. And then we can split this log up. And this is where we need to be really careful. So I'm going to leave the log of a to the 4th alone for now. This is the log of a product, so I can split this into the sum of 2 logs. What you need to be really careful about is this minus out in front should then apply to both logs. So if we're going to do this in 2 steps, we need to make sure that we distribute. And at any point, you can start bringing exponents down. I'm going to do a little rewriting here. Since we're supposed to try and write everything with powers expressed as coefficients, I'm going to go ahead and make that a 2 cubed. I wouldn't be horribly concerned if somebody didn't spot that, but I do see that 8 sitting there as a power of 2. And then, whoops, sorry for the wiggles. This is a tricky one for some people. The cube root of anything is a 1/3 power. So what I see here is a b squared to the 1/3 power. And the rule for raising things with powers to other powers is that you should multiply. So this is where I'm getting the 2/3. And last step will be to drop those powers down to the front. So I'm going to get 4 log of a minus 3 log of 2 minus 2/3 log of b. And that's where I would quit. So just to point this out, this is a really common spot to make mistakes right here, not including the brackets. I almost think it's better if you just get in the habit of splitting this all up in one step and saying, okay, anything that's in the bottom of the fraction needs to end up being negative. A negative exponent is what would put it to the bottom. So those should all have negative signs in front of the logs, because remember, again, the log represents the exponent. So these should all be negative exponents. Anything in the top of the fraction should have a positive exponent and should therefore be represented by a positive log. So it would be completely fair, if you feel comfortable, to go straight from there to there, from the beginning to this 3rd step down. Just saying I have an a to the 4th in the top, I have an 8 in the bottom, and I have a b to the 2/3 in the bottom. So these two should get minuses. This one should be positive. All right, thanks for watching.